Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of the Foodie Fantasy Show. Comes to you live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Today we're a little bit late, but for good reason. I have our Real Madrid, our local Real Madrid correspondent, man like Otto. What is going on, hermano? How are you doing? A la Madrid, a la Madrid, a la Madrid.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here, Olga, and looking forward to discuss about my team and what I have seen so far. So it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's been a great summer. Not able to even being in Houston due to work. I was
Mm-hmm.
not able to be here, and I was traveling, so I just got back yesterday in the morning. So but it's better to watch it on the TV. What a friendly game! It's been good
Yeah.
to watch it on TV. You can see the reviews and you can back up and see the plays and
Yeah.
it's amazing. So, but when it's the real season or it's a championship, a Champions League game, that's a different story.
That's a whole different story. That is a
Different
completely
level,
different story.
different level.
What?
So,
Yeah.
over here representing, brother. So, how you doing, Ola?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I am doing good. It's so good. It is so good to see you, man. So good to be with
Likewise,
you.
my brother. Likewise.
You're always every time I see anything about Real Madrid, I'm like, huh. I wonder what Otto thinks about this. So but yeah, there's a lot to dive into, a lot involving your team, a lot also involving, just general European football and transfer stories. But before we go any further, guys, hit us up on YouTube. We're at Footy Fantasy. On Twitter, we are at Footy AD Fantasy, and on Instagram, we are at Fantasy Footy. So go ahead and give us hit the subscribe button and share our videos. If you like our content, hit that like button as well. We already have comments flying in. Let me just take some of these comments real quick.
Wow.
Uh, all right, Facebook user says news confirmed Mbappe to Liverpool. You heard it here first. You know what? I feel like this is linger. Your name shows up as Facebook user, but if you can just put who you actually are at the end of your comment, that way I can address you properly. But this sounds like my West African sister, linger. Mbappe to Liverpool. I don't know about that. I don't know about Liverpool. Listen, if Mbappe is coming to the Premier League, I do not want him to go anywhere but Manchester United. So, and I know he's not coming to Manchester United, so let him go to Real Madrid. Uh,
I will
Olga,
say
you never did.
my comment for when the time is come.
Say that again.
I will save my comment when the time is come. Right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, 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 yeah. She's like, Olga, you're never this nice to me, excited to see me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you're never nice. You're never nice. Otto is actually a decent person. You're not a decent person. So yeah. All right. Let's fly in. Let's talk about what happened. I think it was it Friday night or Saturday night? I don't remember.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday night. Okay, okay.
Yesterday noon. Yeah.
Yeah, a Classico Americano. I think this is the first time Real Madrid and Barcelona have played a friendly in the United States. I'm not sure, but it ended Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 0. Otto, I didn't watch the game. I just watched the highlights. Real Madrid hit the bar so many times, um, and I think they were just unlucky. Vinicius missed a penalty. What did you think? I know it's only a preseason game. It's friendly, but
You
I'm not.
know, it is a game. It is a game that it was good to see all the new guys, the new addition to the team. But the way they show up, they lay out the picture, the one that came and make the change perspective and the view of the game is the moment. The one that always result is
Mhm.
which is Cross and the magnificent player that we have. What's his name? Oh my God, I'm bad with names. So Modric. When
Mhm.
you see those guys on the pitch, it's the whole game changed.
Yeah.
There's one point that I seen yesterday. As a Madridista, el Clásico, it doesn't matter if they're friendly. El Clásico is a Clásico. You never
Yeah,
want to lose against Barcelona,
yeah.
especially that way. That it was not fair because the way Real Madrid played yesterday, we missed so many times, and and honestly, they were lucky. All right,
Hmm.
and also they have a great goalkeeper. That
Yeah.
it was his evening, it was afternoon,
Mhm.
and it was not Vinicius' evening either. He
Yeah, it
missed a
wasn't
penalty
today.
kick. If that penalty kick would end up in the net, it would be a different story. But what football is about, you never know what's going to happen.
Take your chances. You have to take your chances.
Right?
Yeah.
So so the real thing that I know for sure, we need a killer in the front, and we don't have it.
Mm.
What is the bad news for me? For me, okay, me personally, I don't like Mbappe. Excuse me, I don't want Mbappe in my team right now at this moment. Okay, but listen to this. You have to let me finish. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
want
go
Mbappe
ahead.
at this moment because we are so focused on Mbappe. We are not allowed to get any other good players that are out there available.
Hmm. So who
Because
would you want?
okay, but because we have no choice anymore to look for anyone, and we are so focused on them, it looks like the guy is needed because we need a killer.
Yeah.
I, I, there's many options that I have to go and check that on the list that I have of striker that we need. We need a number 9 that we don't have in Madrid, and you can see that gap that it was
Yeah.
less since Ronaldo left, Cristiano
Mm.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
When Cristiano Ronaldo left, we saw that big gap. That thank God, Karim Benzema took him a while for that transition, right?
Yeah.
For me, the other best option we had was Harry Kane. Harry Kane was ready to come. Harry Kane was ready to come. For me, it was good to have him for less money and then have Mbappe next year come free, okay, and don't deal. And
Okay.
you can have to be able to manage. But you see, last year we were able to miss the opportunity to get Haaland because we were so focused on Mbappe.
Ah, okay.
And you see what they're trying to do is playing that game again over and over. Why I don't like Mbappe? Because everything that happened, the whole drama queen
You
thing.
mean the drama, the attitude, and everything?
Yeah, and it's all about me and me and me and me and Madrid. Whatever happened, when he comes to Madrid, he had to downsize his level. If he don't do it, they're gonna do it.
They
Believe
will
me,
do it for him. Yeah.
they will
And
they will do it.
look, I kind of agree with you, Otto, because yes, Mbappe has this attitude problem. He's so selfish about me, 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 and me, but he can only do that at a place like PSG because PSG does not have that heritage that Real Madrid has. When you go to Real Madrid, you bow to the institution of Real Madrid.
Is this is bigger than the
Yeah,
name. That
yeah,
name is bigger than the name of the player. Look at
exactly.
Cristiano Ronaldo, the way he left, because
Yeah,
his ego was getting higher and higher. I said, "Oh, really? That's the way you want to play it?
yeah,
Sorry, buddy. You can
yeah,
be the best one, but that's not the way it works."
yeah.
Okay, and you have to, and that's the kind of thing that I think if Mbappe comes into Real Madrid, the way the team is trying to get to build things right now, the way uh, the way the team is trying to
The
build up.
chemistry, the team chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry. He's gonna like kind of messed up
You
that
think so?
because everything had to be made for him, like for
Hmm.
Cristiano Ronaldo. How many times Benzema was trying to grow and he couldn't because he's shadow?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think is going to happen when Mbappe comes?
Well,
What is going to happen with other players?
I think with him, I think with Mbappe, I honestly think it fits perfectly in your team. You have Vinicius. Vinicius is a superstar, but he's not. Vinicius is not like he hasn't gotten to that superstar level all the
He's
way
not
yet.
constant.
Yeah.
He's not constant. He's good.
Exactly. So
He's
so
not constant.
so I think Mbappe can occupy that center forward position. He's back to go play. He's actually pretty decent. He can play in traffic. He can also make runs in behind. If he does not want to drop, he doesn't have to drop too much. Why? Because behind him, he has Bellingham. He has Modric. He has Camavinga. He has Toni Kroos. All these players that can feed him the ball. So
Go ahead.
So I think he's a perfect. He just fits like a glove. Now it's whether the attitude you can cope with that. That's a whole different thing. That's a completely
do we need it now? We no choice anymore.
So what? So if you had an option, aside from Mbappe, who are you taking? Are you taking Harry Kane? Are you taking who are you taking?
What was the name of this guy that was coming from Napoli?
Osimhen. Osimhen.
Yes, he's good.
You take him? Okay.
Oh yeah, I will take it. Harry Kane, Osimhen, and I will stop there.
Okay.
I probably because the other ones are already taken. The one that
There's
the one that was from Juventus.
Plus, there's no other. Plus, the market for like elite, world class strikers it's very very thin. There's not that many.
That we need a striker. That we need a 9, not a fake 9. No. We need
a real
definite 9.
Yeah.
And you can see it. You can watch the game yesterday because when Vinicius is not in, when we had Benzema, when Vinicius was not in, Benzema was in.
Yeah.
When Benzema was not in, Vinicius was in.
Yeah.
And they tried to get that adjustment of Rodrigo in the middle. No. Okay. And he's trying to make some changes. What was his name? The one that came that like 10 minutes before the end of the game. The new player that we have, Joselu. Okay, you think he's gonna resolve something in 12 minutes? Why you don't put it the whole half? He definitely will resolve something because he have talent. He have. You see how many times he tried to score. He's gonna make a lot of goals with Real Madrid because he looks like he already.
He just can't be the number 1 though, right?
Yeah, but he's a great asset to be
off the bench.
Not just on the bench, just playing on the right or playing with 2 guys in the middle. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah. So a pretty good tactic when that guy end up fitting exactly because you need minutes in Madrid, not just playing in general. No, you need minutes with the team.
Yeah.
So the team chemistry has to be built up, right? And you see the way Kroos, the way the passes this guy makes, it's just incredible. But Joselu, for me, is a great player, but he's gonna solve a situation in 12 minutes. Impossible. He tried. I think the team was. Ancelotti was trying to go in a different force. We're gonna attack. And you see how long it took them for them to score a goal on us. Okay, I think they were going too fast on the revolution. You see how many times they were trying to go so fast. And the same thing with I already felt that Vinicius was gonna miss that goal because I can see it on his face. The pressure.
Yeah.
He's not able to handle pressure that much. And that stadium was packed. That stadium was packed yesterday. So I don't think Vinicius don't have that leadership thing, like Modric can show when he comes into the pitch.
Yeah.
You can tell, hey, I'm here and I'm gonna take care of the things, right?
Yeah. Vinicius cannot carry the team on his back.
And Bellingham, he needs a little bit more time. And I think something happened yesterday that in that game, he didn't shine. The game that we want to see him shine did not. So, let me give you a better one. I have to give him credit to Barcelona, who took advantage of everything they have on their side.
Yeah.
They took advantage of the errors. They took advantage of the opportunities, and they score a goal when they needed to it. Because it was that defense was pretty bad on the last 2 goals.
It was horrible. Yeah,
it was horrible.
And I think it's because it was later in the game. Barcelona's last 2 goals came very late in the game, so I think Real Madrid already just like, whatever, it's over.
And I see Rodrigo. Rodrigo was exhausted. Yeah. I mean, why you don't move him to the center? Because he was exhausted. And then you move you make movement of pieces and the whole entire game. But he was able. I think he was able to move more people and make more movement, and he couldn't do it. I don't know why he didn't do it from the second half. Why Xavi made so many updates. So I think Joselo uh, insertion when he got switched on the minute 73, I think, and Diaz, they show power. I can see Modric and Cross make the different. Also Garcia shows, but why he didn't have to make any more changes and strategy, because Xavi already got him.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But that's the way I saw it, right? How you doing, Ola?
All right. Yeah. We're gonna. Yeah. I wanted to talk about just one topic, because there's the Classico topic, there's the Mbappe topic. We have the 72 million pounds for Hoyland. Sorry. The Women's World Cup. What you want to talk about? Go ahead, bro.
All
Within
right.
3 minutes max.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'd like to talk about. It's kind of my same thought on both topics of Caicedo to Chelsea, and then 72 million for Samsung Holland. I know you said one topic, but I have one theme for both. So,
Okay.
for me, we've just got to stop talking about the money now. Because as you just said, we're talking about, especially when it's like for Manchester United and strikers. So we're talking about strikers, and there's not that big of a market. But it's not just strikers. The money, the big money things now, we just got to stop talking about the money, because it's basic economics, whatever the player is worth to your team. Because, Caicedo is going to do very well in the midfield for Chelsea. We need that in the midfield. I'm watching our last preseason game in the U.S. and Chelsea's. I'm liking what we're looking like, and I wasn't very optimistic about getting top 4 this season, and it's not. And I don't want to get ahead of myself. It's just preseason game, but I can imagine a Caicedo coming in and doing work, and really with Nkunku in front of him, with maybe Jackson, with the way Chilwell is looking fresh right now. It's exciting, and so who cares if it's
so what you're essentially saying is Brighton knocked back the 70 million pound bid. They knocked back the 80 million pound bid. Looks like they want at least 90, maybe 100. Are you paying 100?
I think it's stupid too, and so yes, I think they should.
Okay.
I think it's ridiculous when you're talking about amounts of money and those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I was talking yesterday, and I was saying, 100 million is too much, 20 more million. But what I think is that whatever the player is worth to you, it doesn't matter what big tag is coming. I mean, nowadays, 100 million is nothing nowadays. It's like, is the guy worth it? Declan Rice and Beans went to Arsenal for 105 million. It was
with no plantain.
Right. And so I just feel that if Chelsea doesn't have European football, our only real goal is to be able to get in the top 4 and be able to compete. And so even though it might seem too much to ask for, but you know what? That's what all the millions are for. It's Chelsea, it's Pochettino that we just got. And so our goal should be top 4, whether we're able to do that because of every other team or whatever is going on, but we should put ourselves in the same position to do it. And that's why I say it's the same thing. The 72 million that Manchester United went and paid for Sam's Club Holland. Well, they need a striker. And frankly, if he does well and he becomes Costco Holland, everybody will be happy. Manchester United will be very happy because, as you know, Costco is the same product. They just change one little thing and they can call it Costco brand.
Packaging.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you, Ola, but sadly, up to these days, players move because of the money. It's rare that you're gonna see a player just coming like the way Bellingham came to Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. He was not persuaded by the money. He just want to play in Madrid.
Right.
That's rare in this market, because they know the amount of money is moving. They know how much money those clubs even that they don't have it, you know where that money's coming from. So
Of course,
there's money there, so they want to take
Right.
advantage of it. See how many players are going to
Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sadly, that's the topic. That's the main key. The money
Right.
bracket.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when
Well,
it comes to the money that they play the actual players, I'm not even talking about that. I'm really just talking about the transfer fee, because I agree with you. The money, as far as, but Caicedo's come out and said he wants to play for Chelsea, right? And so it's really these transfer fees, and it's like, you know what, clubs, get it done, because if the player
need it, you have to do it.
exactly,
You need it, you have to do it.
exactly,
The same thing if Mbappe happened. In 1 year he could be free, but I'm telling Olga, we need him. Now we need him.
Yeah.
So they have a choice. Whatever he's asking for, he made it right.
Yeah.
He waited the moment perfectly. He knows we dead on time.
right,
Yeah.
So now money talks.
Yeah.
Whoever who get the money, because he's already been released.
right.
So that means the guy is available.
Yep.
So whoever who put the money, we got it.
We get him.
And
Yeah.
and then it's gonna happen again. What happened with Haaland. Haaland wanted to come, but he said, I don't want to be number 2. I want to be number 1.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
And he was available to come the way Madrid exposed it or persuade him. But the same thing. It's I totally got you. Teams have to do whatever they have to do.
Right.
They need they know what they need.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chelsea knows what they need. Real Madrid knows what they need, and Manchester United know what they need.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only option right here is spending. You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah. You have to.
transfer fee or whatever you call
You have to. You have to.
salary, however.
Yeah. You have to. You have to.
Mhm.
Ola, appreciate you joining, man. Thank you so
Always
much.
a pleasure.
What's the Chelsea score?
Chelsea score is still 2-0.
2-0 Chelsea?
Yes, that's right. It's
Okay.
a fun
All
game.
All right. Good job.
All right.
Talk to
Take
you later,
care.
man. Peace.
Awesome.
Okay. We have the Mr. Footy Fantasy himself. What is going on, Aya?
Good. Glad to be here. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Appreciate you joining. What
Great to see
do you
you,
want to talk
Ayo.
about?
Happy Ayo.
Can you guys hear me clearly before I start talking?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can
Okay,
hear you.
cool. Because sometimes
Yeah,
my
yeah,
headphones mess up. Okay, I want to talk about.
I see somebody's excited for Hoyland. Okay.
I said Hoyland is here. So before we go into Hoyland, let's start with Mbappe. Let's talk about Mbappe.
Okay.
And PSG. I won't talk about that. I'll talk about it from 3 perspectives, right?
Okay. Briefly though. Briefly.
Very brief.
Okay.
I'm going to be out of here in 5 minutes. I'll talk about it from Mbappe's perspective, talk about it from Real Madrid's perspective, and talk from PSG. Let's start with PSG.
Okay.
PSG played themselves. They really did play themselves in this
Of
thing.
course. Yeah.
They thought they could throw the money at Mbappe 2 years ago, sign that extension, and they even added like an extension for 1 more year for 24-25. But that extension can be triggered only by Mbappe.
Yeah.
So he has
Exactly.
all the cards are in his house right now. Mbappe holds all the aces, right? So now the second part where PSG played themselves is by talking about this whole they are left him out of the team. They are going to force him. They've taken him out of the team. He's not part of preseason because clearly the French laws say that you cannot do that to a player, right? And essentially by September 1st, when transfer window closes down, they are going to be forced to play Mbappe. Right? They're going to be forced to play Mbappe. If they are holding on, they want the transfer fee.
They can't put Mbappe on the bench. They're not.
Correct. They can't. They are going to be forced to play Mbappe. So that's when PSG are at a lose-lose situation right now.
Yep.
So now from Mbappe's point of view, right? I think Mbappe, of course, doesn't want to go and play in Al Hilal, right? I think his best bet is he wants to go to Madrid. That's where he wants to go. It's clear he wants to go to Madrid because he wants to win. The 2 things Mbappe wants to win. He wants to win Champions League.
Yep.
He also wants to win Ballon d'Or, right? If he goes to Al Hilal, he's not winning this for sure. Next season, he's not winning. No matter what he does there, even if he scores 1,000 goals, he's not winning Ballon d'Or.
Nobody cares about that.
Nobody cares about the Sand Dune League. Nobody watches the Desert League.
Nobody cares about the Shawarma League, bro.
Nobody cares about it. It's true. Nobody does. Everybody knows that. So from Mbappe's perspective, he's just going to Like, I'm going to go to Real Madrid. So if Real Madrid cannot cough up the money now, I'll just wait for someone go as a free agent.
Yep.
Simple. And I can even ask for probably world record wages. Whatever Real Madrid was going to pay in transfer fee, they just transfer his wages.
Throw it on. Yep.
Or his wages for the next 5 years.
Yep.
Now, from Real Madrid's perspective, I think they are in a win-win situation. It pisses me off so much. Otto is my friend, but your team always does this. You guys tap up players. Anytime a player is up, they will go and talk to you.
Florentino is the king of that. Florentino Perez
and I have an answer. I have an answer. I have an answer. No one is bigger than this. No one is bigger than this.
Florentino Perez is a criminal. Let me tell you how they are the win situation. Let me land. Right now, Real Madrid's project, they have Bellingham. They have all these new players to integrate. They have so many. Like, my man, what's his name? Modric is not getting younger. Cruz is not getting younger. So this season, essentially, just like last season, they just lost Benzema. It's a transition period.
Yeah.
So my point is, what is the upside for me to pay 200 million for Mbappe right now? There's no upside because my midfield is transitioning.
Yep.
So why not just wait for one more year while Tchouaméni gets, gels with the team, Bellingham gels with the team, then pay money right now.
In December he can sign a pre-contract.
Correct. In January, yes. January he can sign a pre-contract with the team. So I'm just going to sit tight, get him January for free.
I explain it. So whatever strategy they have, it works pretty good because we are in the point that we need him. Okay, the need. Just because we've been waiting for this guy, we haven't been focusing on other guys. And that's what I told you. So it was a perfect opportunity. Of course, Kane is not going to come free, but it's not going to come for 250. Okay, why you don't spend 150 right now for that guy and wait for Mbappe next year? But look what happened. The whole thing is the drama.
Yeah, it's a big drama. The last part I'll talk about is from a tactical. Just quickly, just slide, then I'll go to Hoyland. From a tactical point, imagine you need a central striker. Me and Aldo have talked about this. Mbappe likes to play from the left. One of his biggest problems in PSG, he wanted the central striker. He came out and said it. They asked him, it was a press conference, what's the difference between PSG and France? He said, in France, I have Giroud, who's kind of like a pivot I can play off of. When I'm in PSG, they want me to be like a pivot. I prefer to play as a left, forward. That's what he said. But in Real Madrid, you have probably the top 2, top 3 in Vinicius there. What happens to Vinicius? So that's a different conversation.
He's not going to play on the left in Real Madrid.
But that's a disadvantage for him because when he comes to Madrid, he's not gonna have a choice. He's gonna do whatever Ancelotti wants.
The next coach. Ancelotti is gone, right?
Yeah. The next coach. Whoever will come, he's gonna be a good one too. So
Mbappe.
Go ahead.
Mbappe can make those demands like, I don't want to play on the left. I don't want to do this. He can make those demands because it's PSG, right? But if he goes to a giant like Real Madrid, you play where they tell you to play.
When we say you play,
exactly. And
if you're a big player, if you're a big player and we paying this much for you, you're playing where we want, and you have to adapt to it. Period.
Yeah, that'll be interesting how that works. That'll be very interesting.
Very interesting.
And just based on pure ability, there is no Vinicius can't. I mean, he can't play in the middle. He can't play in the center. Yes, he can drift and go back and forth, but he can't play in the center. Mbappe actually has decent center forward play. He's back to goal play. He's decent. He has good close control. He can play. He's actually good. So. He doesn't have to drop as deep if he doesn't want to. He can keep making those those runs in behind. He has Bellingham behind them. Tchouaméni, bro. So I think the best thing I'm shocked that Real Madrid are going for him now because they can just wait. He's not gonna go to Saudi Arabia. He's not gonna go to Saudi Arabia. Just wait for him.
That's exactly why I started the way I started. I say I don't want him. Because I know I can have him for free next year. So we can invest in a different player at this moment. But because the focus of the drama, everything is him, we have no choice. Listen, Mbappe makes a difference. He's a great, fantastic player. It's amazing. but he's not a leader. So he's not gonna make the solution for the team. It's about the team. The Madrid has to be as a team because he's not gonna be by himself. You see Mbappe, he even said it. He depends a lot on Giroud or in the national team, but he don't have the big support behind it. That's why he wants to leave. Yeah. He wants to leave that team because he knows he's not gonna grow higher. He's not gonna go higher.
I guess one thing I would say in favor of Real Madrid is why they want to get him now, just to play devil's advocate. Then I can move to Haaland very quickly. Florentino Perez understands that one, they cannot afford to lose the league again. Well, they don't want to. They don't want to lose the league again to Barcelona. But number two, when the top two best player in the world, I think is in the top two.
Yeah.
When he's available, you get him. Because you don't want to make the mistake somewhere down the line. Whoever gets money from nowhere, whether it's Man City, like whoever.
Or Manchester United even.
Correct. Just go and get him. When you on the top two player in the world and the elite players available, especially in the forward position.
That's true.
Which is the premier position because that goals win titles, right?
Yeah.
You go and you get him. Mbappe is probably the most clinical player in the world, along with Haaland. One of them.
Finishing, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Him and Haaland, both of them are the most clinical player. So that's what I think.
Especially when you have people like Todd Bowley still doing Todd Bowley things. Correct. Manchester United might get Qatar money. Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen within that 1 year? So I agree with you. I agree with you, Ayo. And before we go to the Haaland thing, I also, from Mbappe's perspective, I'm actually glad he turned down the Saudi money because, we can't have Mbappe going to Saudi Arabia. If he was my own nephew or my younger brother, whatever, I'm telling him do not go because the Saudi money will always be there, right? You don't know what can happen. Anything can happen within 1 year of not playing in elite football. Now, if he was like an African brother, like Victor Osimhen or whatever, go and get the money, right? Because Osimhen, as good as Osimhen is, he will probably never win a Ballon d'Or. He'll probably never win the Champions League. Maybe he will, depending on what team he goes to. Yeah. Maybe the best award Osimhen will win was, is African Football of the Year. But we don't really care about that too much. But for Mbappe is actually on course to, make history as one of the greatest to ever play. He still has the years to put his name in the same category as the Leo Messi's, Maradona's, and all these other people. Yeah. So it would have been a waste of talent for him to go to Saudi Arabia, regardless of how short. So I'm glad he didn't take that option. So Aya, you want to talk about Haaland? Go ahead.
Quickly, let's talk about Walmart Haaland. Like Walmart.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, very quickly, I'm happy we have him. I know you're not a big fan.
Okay.
I think we overpaid for sure, right? We paid a lot of money for him. 64 million pounds. I don't know why I put 71. 8 million is add-ons. 8 million is add-ons.
Okay, yeah, but
64 million. Stop doing like this, Arsenal fans.
No. Okay, let me explain.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Are you with us or against us?
Let me explain. Let me just explain. So, according to Fabrizio Romano, because he's the god of transfers, 60 million pounds is guaranteed, right? Okay. Then there's 4 million pounds in add-ons that are easily achievable.
Correct.
So that's 64 million guaranteed.
Yes.
And there's additional 8 million pounds of very difficult add-ons.
Correct. So 64 is what we say.
So that's 72. Now, it could rise to 72. But either way, even if we stopped at 64, it's still an overpayment.
Correct. So let me go through my thoughts. I think the fee is a lot for an unproven kid. I agree. He's a raw talent. I get that.
But 9 goals, Ayo. 9 goals.
I agree, 9 goals. But this is what I'm going to say.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goals, bro.
Absolutely. We're broke boys. Let's start from there. That's the key thing.
We are who?
Broke boys. Manchester United is broke. When I mean broke, in comparison to at least Arsenal, this is that 300 million to spend. Real Madrid, we don't have the money.
Yeah, Arsenal are balling. Yeah,
we don't have the money to get the 2 elite strikers that are available, which is what Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen. Those are the 2 elite strikers that are available right now. We don't have the money to get them. So that's number one. Number 2, let's talking about money. wages. People keep forgetting this. Wages goes into the contract value. To get any of those two guys, you have to pay 500,000 per week, making the contract ridiculous. We don't have that money right now.
How much are we paying Haaland though?
60,000 to 70,000 a week.
It's that's the salary?
Yes, small money.
I'm cool with that.
Exactly. So this overall value of the contract, when you tie in wages with the spend over the next 3, 4, 5 years, it's not a lot of money. It's not. Especially if we keep making Champions League. We'll keep getting Champions League money. It will offset it. So I'm fine with the deal.
Okay.
Right? I know Arsenal fans and rival fans will troll, and that's fine. They control and add, if he doesn't score a goal, I don't expect him to do too much. So I like Haaland, especially because it gives our attack better structure. He might not score so many goals, but he will start making striker runs. He will know when to make runs to the box, near post runs, running the channels. Our attack has a better structure with Haaland.
Okay,
that's the everybody forgets. He's going to have a better structure. When we don't have a striker, we're going to be running, in the same where Rashford is running. Marshall will think he's a 10 and be playing like our attack is going to have a better structure. So
Otto, let me take some.
Manchester United, brother.
Otto, let me
tell you, Manchester. Go ahead.
Let me take some comments real quick. Ayo, please hang around. Please hang around. Okay. Okay, linger. I'm never happy to see you because you're, that's me crying because FSD says we have rights at home.
There's plenty rights at home.
Plenty rights at home. Chelsea's coming up. Can't wait for the season to begin. Yeah, the season starts in 2 weeks.
It does.
Mad. Okay, Henry said, "No, it wouldn't." I'm not sure what he's talking about. Let him go, bro. That money isn't always guaranteed. Oh, yeah. I mean, nah, he's talking about Mbappe going to Saudi Arabia. I feel like the Saudi Arabian project will continue to be a project for the next decade at least. And Mbappe can go there when he's 32, 33 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a one and done season. Why are you invoking Arsenal? Because Arsenal, listen, let me tell you something. Arsenal, you guys, I'm saying it right now. You guys already bought. First of all, you spent 65 million pounds on Havertz. That's more than what we spent on Haaland in guaranteed fees. And we know that Havertz is not going to do anything. Man is dead food, bro. Dead. What comes up? Jesus, kilo compared.
I can answer Henry on social media already, right? On Twitter, Arsenal fans are already quoting the price for Haaland, already quoting how much Ten Hag has spent, even though that man has been there for 1 year. Wow. I've seen that.
How much has Ten Hag spent?
EJ is part of them. We already retweeted it. I saw the tweet. I smiled. I said, I'm going to come and talk about this on the podcast.
This is
what they do.
Low risk. Yeah, it's kind of low risk. And Akinla says, I'm with I 100%. Yeah, by the way, Akin is my brother. Yeah, I mean, I know you like Haaland too. So it is what it is. I says, now it's a great signing for Manchester United. Okay, Otto, tell us what you think about Haaland.
I want to talk about the topic I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We paid so much money for this. Excuse me, guys. What is the history of your team? Paying a lot of money for players.
Oh my God.
Okay. Do you remember what y'all paid for Cristiano Ronaldo when Madrid didn't want him anymore? Let me remind you, market value for Casemiro, 55 million. Your team paid 62 million. Okay? And for Anthony, market value 37 million. Your team paid 99 million.
Oh, Jesus.
So, what is the difference?
Otto, let me tell you what the difference is. And this is where I want to talk about this Haaland thing, because you guys know I've not spoken too much on this Haaland thing.
Yeah, go.
I'm telling you, for the exact reason Otto just said, is why I think this is not a good signing. This is why. How many times have we overpaid for unproven talent? How many times have we paid great money for? How many times have we paid great money for players that have not shown great talent and great achievements? Let me remind you. Let me go back. Paul Pogba, 90 million pounds. Romelu Lukaku, 75 million pounds. Harry Maguire, 80 million pounds. Jadon Sancho, 75 million pounds. Plus, we put him on a 350 whatever thousand salary a week. So now my point is this. this is my point, right? When we talk about Ola just came here and said, "Oh, pay the money, the price is nothing." No. I'm actually beginning to take a stance where clubs must decide whether this player is worth spending this much money on based on whether the player can wear the price tag, because that has to be a consideration. The ability of the player to wear the price tag has to be considered. It has to be considered. We've seen stars fail at Manchester United specifically because of price tags. It happened to Paul Pogba. Every time you heard Paul Pogba's name, 89 million pounds, always from the commentators, from the media. Every time we heard Harry Maguire's name, look, I hate Harry Maguire. You guys know that I don't like him, right? Well, as a footballer, I don't know. I do not like Harry Maguire as a footballer. But in his defense, that price tag killed him. In addition to wearing the jersey, the badge, in addition to wearing the captain's armband, in addition to the price tag, it makes players fail. Jadon Sancho is going to be a victim of that. Anthony, spinning like a barber's chair, he's going to be a victim of that. So how are we going to continue in this path, paying great money for players that have not shown great talent or great accomplishments? I'm not with it. I am not for it. And I think this signing, it's a Hail Mary. If it works, if it doesn't, it's another L, and we'll move on.
You know what was the boiling or turning point that he should learn when all this drama of Cristiano Ronaldo happened? There, you should be able to learn. You see how much money that guy, right? That guy had.
Yeah.
That transfer was ridiculous. That he deserved that amount of money, kind of difficult. At least Caicedo have been showing power, right? Even though his age, that he's been showing proof that he's good enough to be the team and showing the team and the fans, okay, you pay for me this much, okay, I'm gonna show you that I'm worth it that much. But just to make you feel better, Ayo or Olga, those price tags for those kind of players, that's literally no less than that. The market is ruined the whole thing. The price is already there, and it's making all these players pretty much the same average pay, not less than 65. So teams don't have any other option.
Okay. Let me say two things, then I'm going to jump off because I have to go. I have to jump on another call. So I have to say three things. Number one, about player transfers, right? It's shown historically only 50% of player transfers work. Like there's like a data thing about that. That's number one. Number two, we spent 150 million on that social. We got Wan-Bissaka, we got Harry Maguire, right? And we got that's someone. We got what's his name? Dan James for 150 million pounds. This season, right now, we spent 150. We've gotten Onana, we've gotten Mason Mount, we've gotten Højlund. You compare the two and tell me what sounds. Yeah. So that's about. And the last thing I'm going to say is this, right? I think there's more things than price tag that did not make all these United players not work. We know tactical fit, the turmoil. I think the price tag thing gets blown overboard. That's not why they did not work out. They didn't work out because of more reasons than the price tag. The
price tag adds to it.
It does. I agree. So if Ireland doesn't work, we'll flip him for a sale.
And that's the point. That's the point I want to make before you hop off. Yeah. At least we're spending that money on a player that has resale value, like you said in the group chat, right?
Correct.
I'm tired of signing Falcao, Cavani, Ibrahimovic, Cristiano Ronaldo, Igalo. I'm done with all those players. So at least it's a player that we can train, that can learn the trade, and we can possibly move him on if it doesn't work. But appreciate you, Ayo, man. Thank you for joining.
Take care. Bye, Otto. Bye.
All right, bro. Peace.
Great talking to you, Ayo.
All right.
Take care. All right.
Okay. Let's talk about the I know you haven't had a chance to talk about the Women's World Cup. Have you been watching any part of that?
I just watched two games. It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Those are awesome games. And you know what I loved about it?
Yeah.
They don't have dramas when they hit each other, when they got tackles. They don't make those.
That is true. They don't, no simulation, nothing. Yeah.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
They just play in good.
Yeah.
Good football, man.
Yeah.
I was able to watch United States. United States is strong, man.
Yeah, United.
And, the Spanish team.
The Spanish team is good.
Powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah.
They have,
and it's so hard. It's so hard to follow it. I hear you because it's in Australia and
the hours. Yes, the hours are very difficult.
The hours are weird. Yeah.
So I watched those two games. I watched them. The retransmission available in Telemundo. So I haven't been following that. I had to put a little bit more attention because it was very entertaining, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty impressive to see girls playing better than many players in my team.
Yes. Yeah, bro. Yeah. I've also not had a lot of time to watch it, but I watched the Nigerian team. We played against Canada. First game we drew it. Second game we played against Australia and we won. And I think we're playing against Ireland either tonight or tomorrow night. And if we win that one or we draw, we go into the knockout round. So shout out to the Nigerian women. Last night, actually not. Early this morning, Colombia beat Germany.
Yes.
The Colombian women beat.
Saw that.
That was a fantastic game. And
I have to go and watch it. When I saw that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Germany have a great team too.
They do have a great team. Germany missed a penalty. There's this young girl in the Colombian team, Linda Caicedo. The story about this girl is she's 18 years old. She's a cancer survivor. I think she survived cancer maybe 3-4 years ago. I'm not sure. And then maybe sometime last week, she collapsed in training. And today, man, this girl balled out. The goal she scored, for me, goal of the tournament so far. Ridiculous.
Who was this?
Linda Caicedo.
Linda Caicedo.
Yeah, Linda Caicedo. Yeah. She's 18 years old.
Very young lady.
Very young. Yeah, very young lady. And of course, Germany equalized. No, they equalized through a penalty. They didn't miss a penalty. They equalized through a penalty. And then at the very last minute, the Colombians scored a header, and they won the game. It was very interesting. I couldn't wake up that early to watch it, so I caught the highlights, but it was really great. But
go back and watch it.
Yeah, go back and watch the highlights. You're gonna love it. But yeah, man. Thank you, Otto, for joining us today. Thank you to everybody in the comments. Let me see if we have any more comments. No. Thank you, Henry, for joining us in the comments. Thank you, Linger. Thank you, Aya, for coming on. Thank you, Ola, as well. Otto, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for the extension, and I really appreciate it, man. It's always fun to be part of this magnificent show and to discuss with my Nigerian brothers.
Of course,
I love it. I love it because you all have a passion like the Latino side.
Yes,
we have a passion for football.
Yes,
in a different way, but it's the same passion.
It is the same
football.
It is, yeah, exactly.
It's something that is undescribable. You just have to. I was born with it. You have to born with it. It's in your blood.
It has to be in the blood. And when we were growing up, and I'm sure it's the same where you're from as well, that was the only sport that we watched. People played basketball and maybe a little bit of tennis, but the biggest thing everybody watched is football. If there's a game, if your team is playing in the World Cup, the streets are empty, so everybody's. So yeah.
Yes, and what a beautiful thing to discuss and see, because we all have different point of views, right?
Yeah,
and we all respect each other, and and I know you guys have a respect for Real Madrid. I have a respect for Manchester United. It's because of their name, the legacy of the team, right?
Yeah, legacy.
And I don't get me wrong. Me even being Madrid, I even mentioned, and I will mention it again. There's out there many Barcelona's culés that I definitely I respect Xavi as a head coach. A lot of people don't give him credit, and he's beating the team more than once. My team, I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, that's
he found a weakness in Real Madrid.
Yeah,
it's strategy.
Yeah.
On Ancelotti. He got Ancelotti strategy.
Yes.
Very well. Even if they prepare the whole year for that game, for those Clásicos.
Weakness.
It's a weakness we have. So I have to give him a lot of credit to the team. but he's the head of that team, and I respect. I have respect, and a lot of guys that are Madridistas don't give credits to their opponents. Like when Manchester City beat us, I told you in the show. I told Ayo.
Yeah,
I respect Guardiola. Guardiola is a great coach.
Yeah,
and he studied Madrid, and that's the only way you can be Madrid.
Yeah,
when you study for a long time.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yes. So I love that. I love to discuss about football. I love that we all have different point of view, and I'm gonna make a promise to you and Ayo and the group that I want to talk. I want to follow more the Premier League. So I want to be sucked in. So I can come back over here to the show and not just talk about our Madrid and La Liga.
Of course. Oh,
the EA Sport La Liga. It's a new logo now. EA Sport La Liga.
Oh, really? That's the new logo? That's the new name?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
It changed. Yes, okay. They just changed it like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll be seeing the logo like you're playing FIFA.
Like you're playing the video game.
Yes. Yeah, you're playing the video game. Yes.
Well, also, you go to the money. EA Sports paid money for that. So, yeah, they have to get the money from somewhere. They don't have the money for Messi anymore. No more money from Ronaldo watching. Benzema left the league. So, they have to get a lot of, revenue from somewhere else. But anyway, bro, it was nice. It was nice having you on. Thank you guys for watching.
My pleasure.
We will see you guys next weekend. Peace.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Peace.